Hey, Ethan, are you sure you're supposed to be up there?
Yeah, don't worry, I got this. It's safe. Trust me, my dad was a professional parkour.
A tracer?
No, he's not into art.
I highly doubt your dad did parkour.
Just start recording.
Fine. Alright, go.
Hi, my name's Ethan, and I'm gonna jump off the top of this playground, and do a tuck and roll. Alright.
I really should not have let him do that.
I'm fortunate enough to not have experienced any truly significant injuries. I've never broken a bone, I've never gotten a concussion, I think. Honestly, I've never really done anything that would cause any long-term injuries, despite that skit you just watched. But I'm not saying I've never gotten hurt because, oh boy have I. I think it's apparent that I really like technology. I mean, I've literally shown my fully functional dial-up setup. And with that obsession, I work with actual physical pieces of tech. So it's not very surprising to say I've had my fair share of electric shocks. Most of the time it's just things like plugging something in and then your finger slips into the plug and you get a little psst. But there was this one time where it was legitimately life-threatening. This happened a long time ago, probably around 5 or 6 years ago. It was an average day for little Ethan playing on his tablet, but something went wrong. My tablet died. No big deal, I have my charger, I can just plug it into an outlet behind the TV. So I picked up my charger from my room and brought it back downstairs. But then another problem arose. The cord was too short. Another easily fixable problem. I went back upstairs, found an extension cable, and brought it back down. One thing you should always pay attention to is the condition of the power cable. If any exposed wires or electrical components are visible, put it back and find another one. I didn't know this because I was younger. But the problem with the extension cable I chose was that the plastic covering the electrical innards was loose. I didn't notice it at the time, so I went downstairs and plugged it into the power strip, which was also a bad idea. I'll tell you about that shortly. I grabbed my charger, and as I went to pick up the extension cable, the plastic cover fell off, and...
Press the red button now to administer a controlled shock.
I can't even explain what I felt in that moment, because to put it simply, it was just a blur. But quickly, let me tell you about the power strip. Plugging an extension cable into a power strip is a really bad idea, because it causes this thing called daisy chaining, and increases the chances of an electrical overload or fire. Best case scenario, nothing happens. Medium case scenario, you damage your devices. Worst case scenario, you light your house on fire.
Ah, so that's what it was. The landlord is gonna be pissed.
What made this so life-threatening is that the extension cable carries almost as much voltage as the outlet, and in the US that's a little lower than 120 volts. But you also might be asking,
But if you got shocked, couldn't you just let go and be fine?
well, yes, but actually no. See, when you get shocked, you get muscle paralysis, meaning you can't really just let go. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking about electrical shocks now, let's move on. This injury happened a long time ago, probably in the first grade or even kindergarten. My school decided to head on over to a pumpkin patch for a field trip. Around the end of the field trip, my group of people got to play in the corn pit, just a giant pool of hard, dry, raw corn. Keyword, hard. There were multiple rocks and places you can jump off of into the corn, and one of my friends dared me to jump face first into the corn.
Ethan, I dare you to jump off that rock into the corn face first. Do it!
No, what if I get hurt?
Jump into the corn, boy.
So I did. And wow, was it painful. It wasn't enough for me to start crying, but it hurt pretty bad. As we got out of the corn pit to get back to the buses, my nose started to get really runny out of nowhere. But it had a weird smell. It didn't smell like mucus, it almost smelled like...
Ethan, your nose is bleeding!
I've had nosebleeds in the past, but those were at home. What do I do if I'm at school, or in this case a field trip? Well, I'll tell you what I did. I just stood there. Luckily, it didn't take long for the nurse to notice my stupidity and shove tissues in my face. At the point my nosebleed was done, everyone was already in the buses, and they had to wait for me and my bleeding nose. So that was kind of embarrassing. Okay, one final story before I go. Back in 6th grade, me and some of my friends were playing kickball together. It's a fun game, by the way, so try it out if you can. We were playing in one of the fields in my school's yard, and it was pretty big, so whenever someone would be kicking, they would put as much force as possible to get the ball as far as possible. I was out in the field ready to miss catching the ball, again, and one of the kids absolutely knocked the ball out of the damn field. So I went running for it, and when it was closer to the ground, I jumped up to catch it. But as my feet left the ground, I somehow just twist my ankle. distracting me from the ball, but also my jump, and most importantly, land. I completely planted my face into the ground.
Okay, buddy. Surely the fall wasn't that bad. I've played basketball while having my left leg and arm fractured.
Yeah, well, I'm not as strong as you jock. I ended up just laying there, and for some reason, the part that hurt the most wasn't the fact that my face hurt, but the fact literally no one came by to help. Well, thanks guys for all the damn support. I'm just dying over
Do you
here
hear
with a
something?
broken nose and several teeth
no,
missing.
why?
That's fine, keep playing your damn game.
I don't
See
know.
if I give a crap. Anyways, there's our video. I'm Ethan, and thank you for watching my show. My Ethan Show!
Oh yeah, I'm part of an Ethan Show video. Oh yeah. I don't really know what to say for the end card here, I'm not gonna lie. Subscribe to Ethan Show, subscribe to Jacob's Drawings Inc. On youtube.com. Yeah. Don't forget to smile. Oh yeah.